Welcome, weary traveler, to a journey deep into a past where the very stones whispered ancient, forgotten secrets. Tonight, we will immerse ourselves in the quiet, profound, and utterly immense world of an ancient Egyptian temple, as you, our imagined protagonist, slowly, gently, and without any urgency, awaken within its vast, silent, and deeply embracing confines. Forget the bustling markets of Luxor or the grand, towering pyramids of Giza. Our focus will be entirely on the meticulous, unhurried details of your awakening, the subtle textures you encounter, the faint, lingering sounds, and the pervasive ancient scents that fill this sacred, long-forgotten place. Allow the detailed, repetitive accounts of your quiet observations and unhurried exploration to gently, steadily, and irresistibly lull you into a deep, profound, and utterly peaceful slumber. The darkness is soft. It is deep. It is an absolute, encompassing void that surrounds you on all sides, pressing gently, lightly, upon your closed eyelids. Like a vast, velvet blanket woven from pure shadow, you are utterly enveloped, completely submerged, in a very, very peaceful sleep. There are no worries that cling to the edges of your mind. There are no thoughts that stir the tranquil surface of your consciousness. There is only the calm, boundless darkness, stretching endlessly, that gently, rhythmically cradles you, holding you in its silent embrace. You are sleeping deeply, very deeply, so deeply that the concept of waking seems utterly foreign, entirely unnecessary. And you do not need to wake up at all. Everything is quiet, completely quiet, profoundly quiet. The silence is absolute, a perfect, unbroken stillness that promises endless rest. Slowly, very slowly, as if a tiny, distant candle were being lit in an immense, dark cavern, a very, very delicate awareness begins to emerge. It is nothing urgent. It is not a sudden jolt or a jarring sound. It is merely a distant, subtle signal, a whisper on the edge of perception. Perhaps it is a very slight, almost imperceptible change in the temperature of the air around you, a subtle shift from one degree of coolness to another. Or perhaps it is a barely perceptible scent, a faint, ethereal aroma that drifts in and out of your awareness, like a ghost of a memory. Nothing, absolutely nothing, disturbs the profound peace that still envelops you. This emerging awareness is just a prelude, a gentle, unhurried announcement of something that is yet to come, something that is still far off. But for now, you continue to float, suspended weightlessly, in a gentle, quiet oblivion. It is so peaceful, so incredibly quiet, so perfectly still. The world outside this internal calm is still far, far away. The very first thing that truly, undeniably registers, as your consciousness ever so gently expands, is a distinct sensation of touch. Beneath your body, supporting your entire weight, there is something profoundly hard. It is cool, very cool. Not biting, but a deep, pervasive coolness that seems to emanate from within the very substance of the object itself. It is smooth, remarkably smooth in some areas, as if polished by countless centuries. And it is utterly unyielding, unmoving. There is nothing alarming about this sensation. It is simply a fact, a physical reality. It is cold stone. This coolness, this deep, ancient chill, begins to slowly, steadily seep into your back, into your limbs, a pervasive, constant presence that anchors you to this place. It is a profound, inert cold, not sharp or uncomfortable, but rather a constant, unchanging temperature that speaks of immense age and stillness. You begin to stir, very, very slowly, as if emerging from a deep, warm pool. There is a gentle, almost imperceptible shift of weight in your body, a slight, unhurried adjustment of your posture on the cool, hard surface beneath you. There is no urgency to this movement, no sudden need to rise or to act. It is a gradual, unhurried unfolding of your physical form. Your muscles, still heavy and relaxed with the lingering embrace of deep sleep, respond with a soft, almost imperceptible stretch, a quiet lengthening. You are not yet fully awake, not yet fully alert, but the process of rising, of returning to a more upright position, has begun. It is a slow, deliberate transition, a gentle reawakening of the physical self, entirely without haste or demand. Each subtle movement is a quiet exploration of your body's boundaries and its connection to the unyielding surface below. Your eyelids flutter. They open very slowly, as if reluctant to leave the comforting darkness of sleep, revealing not a bright, familiar room, but a profound, overwhelming dimness. The light that greets your eyes is incredibly soft, diffused, and deeply muted. It is not the absolute darkness of night, nor the harsh, direct brightness of a sunlit day. It is a deep, ambient twilight, a perpetual gloom that seems to absorb all sharp edges, all harsh lines, and all vibrant, bold colors. The world immediately around you, as your eyes slowly, gradually adjust, is a study in subtle shades of gray, deep, muted browns, and barely discernible dark tones. There are no piercing lights, no jarring contrasts, only a gentle, pervasive softness that allows your eyes to slowly, calmly adapt to their new visual environment. This dimness is comforting, a gentle veil over the unknown. As your eyes slowly, meticulously adjust to the profound dimness that surrounds you, your gaze, quite naturally, drifts upwards. Above you, there is a ceiling. It is very high, incredibly high, so high that it seems to stretch endlessly upwards, disappearing into the muted gloom far, far above your head. It is also made of stone. Immense flat slabs of stone, dark and ancient, their surfaces unadorned, seem to form this distant canopy. The sheer, overwhelming height of this ceiling creates a profound sense of immense space, a vast, cavernous expanse that stretches upwards, seemingly without limit, creating a feeling of being utterly dwarfed by the architecture. It is a silent, distant roof that speaks of monumental scale and timelessness. You shift your weight again, very gently, perhaps moving a hand or a foot, feeling the texture of the floor beneath you more acutely, more intimately. It is indeed stone. Its surface is smooth in some places, perhaps worn to a subtle sheen by the passage of countless unseen footsteps over millennia. But in other places, it is subtly rough, with tiny imperfections, minute variations in the surface, perhaps the result of ancient carving or the natural grain of the stone. The coolness still permeates, a constant, pervasive presence against your skin, a deep, ancient chill that seems to emanate from the very core of the earth. It is a solid, unyielding foundation, utterly stable, utterly firm, offering no give, no softness, only the constant, cool embrace of ancient stone. The air around you is remarkably, profoundly still. There is no discernible breeze, no subtle currents, no faint whispers of moving air. It feels heavy, ancient, almost sacred in its undisturbed quality. It is cool, but not biting, a constant ambient temperature that has settled over countless centuries, unaffected by the fleeting changes of the outside world. This stillness is absolute, contributing powerfully to the sense of isolation, of being utterly cut off from the passage of time, and to the pervasive timelessness of the space. It is as if the air itself has been undisturbed for ages, holding its breath, preserving the profound quiet that has reigned here for millennia. This is the air of deep history, utterly motionless. As your senses slowly, gradually sharpen, becoming more attuned to the subtle nuances of your environment, you begin to perceive sounds. They are very faint, very distant, muffled, as if heard through immense layers of stone and time. They are not the familiar bustling sounds of your own world, no modern clamor, no recognizable voices. Perhaps a low, resonant hum, a deep, almost imperceptible vibration that seems to travel through the very stone beneath your body, rising from somewhere deep within the temple's immense foundations. Or a subtle, almost ethereal whisper, like a breath of wind through a distant, unseen opening, carrying a faint, indistinct murmur that is impossible to decipher. There is no sharp noise, no sudden clamor, no jarring sounds that would disturb the profound peace. Only these faint, ethereal echoes, blending seamlessly into the pervasive silence, then slowly, gradually, fading away into nothingness, leaving the quiet deeper than before. Now, the scents begin to slowly, gently, register in your awareness. The air carries a subtle, complex aroma. It is dry, profoundly dry, earthy, with a distinct, clean smell of ancient dust, fine and mineral, that has settled undisturbed for centuries. But beneath that, something else. A very faint, lingering scent of something sweet and deeply resinous, like dried incense, its aroma absorbed by the porous stone over millennia. Or a subtle, woody aroma from ancient cedar or acacia wood, long since decayed, but leaving its ghost of scent behind. It is an aroma that speaks profoundly of age, of ritual, of something sacred and long forgotten. It is not overpowering, not harsh, but pervasive, a constant, subtle presence that fills the still air. It is a smell that is utterly unique to this ancient place, a quiet breath from the past. You slowly, gently, push yourself up to a sitting position. Your eyes, now more accustomed to the profound dimness, begin to discern the immediate surroundings with greater clarity. Very close to you, rising directly from the floor, there are walls. They are immense, colossal, solid. They are made of the same cool, smooth, unyielding stone as the floor and ceiling, their surfaces stretching upwards. They rise vertically, towering upwards, seemingly without end, disappearing into the muted gloom far, far above your head. The sheer, overwhelming scale of them is profoundly impressive, even in the subdued light, creating a sense of being utterly dwarfed by the architecture. They are silent, massive barriers, enclosing you within this ancient space. As your gaze slowly, deliberately sweeps across the nearby walls, now more clearly visible in the gentle dimness, you begin to notice intricate patterns. These are not random designs, but meticulously organized, deeply meaningful forms. They are hieroglyphs, thousands upon thousands of them, countless figures and symbols. They are carved deeply into the solid stone, covering every available surface, every inch of the wall, from floor to the distant ceiling. They are figures, stylized birds, graceful animals, human forms in precise ritualistic poses, abstract symbols of profound meaning, all arranged in neat, orderly columns and rows, meticulously aligned. They tell a silent story, an unmoving narrative, a timeless message etched into the very fabric of the temple. Each symbol is distinct, yet part of an immense, interconnected whole, a vast, silent tapestry of ancient knowledge and belief. Upon closer, more meticulous inspection, as your eyes slowly adjust to the subtle nuances of the dim light, you realize that many of these hieroglyphs and the larger scenes that encompass them are not merely carved stone. They are painted. Faint, ethereal traces of color remain, clinging stubbornly to the carved surfaces, softened and muted by the relentless passage of millennia. You can discern deep blues, like the profound depths of the night sky, or the sacred waters of the Nile, rich reds, like dried earth, or the lifeblood of ancient rituals, muted yellows, like ancient gold, or the distant desert sun, subtle greens, like distant papyrus reeds, or the fertile lands along the river. These colors, though faded, softened, and subdued by time, their vibrancy long since diminished. Their presence is undeniable, adding another layer of complexity, another whisper of life, to the silent narratives etched into the stone. They are ghosts of former glory, quiet echoes of a vibrant past. You reach out a hand, slowly, deliberately, to touch the wall beside you. Your fingertips make contact with the ancient stone. It is cool, profoundly cool. Smooth in some places where it has been polished by the passage of countless, unseen hands over millennia, or by the subtle erosion of time. but in other places it is subtly rough. The texture of the deeply carved hieroglyphs rising or sinking beneath your fingertips, creating a varied, tactile landscape. You can feel the fine, almost imperceptible dust that clings to the surface, a dry, ancient layer that speaks of undisturbed centuries. The stone feels ancient, utterly solid, unyielding, a profound and stable presence. It is a direct, tangible connection to the immense age and permanence of this sacred structure, a silent witness to countless millennia. As you slowly, meticulously take in your surroundings, allowing your gaze to drift across the vast chamber, a quiet, profound realization settles upon you. There are no familiar objects here. No modern clothing, no personal belongings, no signs of your own time, no recognizable technology. The space is utterly devoid of anything recognizable from your waking life, from the world you know. This absence is profound, absolute, contributing powerfully to the sense of displacement, of having awoken in a truly alien ancient place, a world utterly removed from your own. There are no comforting familiar shapes, no reassuring modern sounds, no contemporary sense. Only the ancient, the monumental, the utterly foreign. This profound lack of familiarity emphasizes the immense chasm of time that separates you from your own existence, a quiet, unsettling, yet strangely calming realization. The dim, diffused light that fills the chamber is not from any visible windows. There are no windows visible in the immediate vicinity of your current position, no direct openings to the outside world. It seems to emanate from somewhere further within the immense structure, from a distant, unseen opening, or perhaps from a very high, unseen window, its light filtered and softened by immense distance, and perhaps by the very air itself. It is a light that seems to filter in from above, or from a distant, hidden source, creating long, gentle, shifting shadows that stretch across the vast stone floor and up the immense walls. It is a light that speaks profoundly of mystery, of hidden sources, of ancient design. It is not a light that reveals everything, but rather one that suggests more, inviting slow, unhurried exploration into the unknown depths of the temple. It is a light that has remained unchanged for millennia, a constant, ethereal presence. You shift your weight again, very slowly, perhaps adjusting your posture on the cool stone, or stretching a limb, a subtle, almost unconscious movement. The movement is small, subtle, barely audible. But in the profound, all-encompassing stillness of the chamber, it produces a very faint, almost imperceptible sound. A soft rustle of your clothing, a gentle whisper of fabric against fabric, a subtle creak of your body, a quiet adjustment of bones and muscles. And then, following this small sound, a very, very faint echo, a subtle reverberation that seems to travel outwards, slowly expanding into the vast, silent space, then gradually, inexorably, fades into nothingness, leaving the quiet deeper and more profound than before. This small, personal echo emphasizes the immense scale of the chamber and the profound silence that surrounds you, making your own presence feel incredibly small within this monumental space. The air in the chamber is noticeably, profoundly dry. It is not a parching, uncomfortable dryness that makes you cough, but a pervasive, ancient quality that seems to absorb all moisture, leaving the atmosphere crisp and still. You can feel it subtly on your skin, perhaps a slight, almost imperceptible dryness in your throat, or a faint, dry sensation in your nostrils. This dryness contributes powerfully to the remarkable preservation of the ancient materials within the temple. The cool, hard stone, the faded, delicate paints on the hieroglyphs, the lingering ethereal sense of antiquity. It is a stillness that has been maintained over countless millennia, a dry, unchanging atmosphere that has protected and preserved this sacred space from the ravages of time and humidity. It is the very breath of ancient history, utterly motionless, utterly dry, utterly preserved. As your eyes continue to slowly, meticulously adjust to the dim, diffused light, you begin to discern the subtle presence of dust. It is not the thick, heavy dust of a neglected attic or the coarse grit of a modern construction site. Rather, it is a fine, ancient layer, almost imperceptible, that settles delicately on every horizontal surface within the chamber. You can see it on the narrow ledges of carved reliefs, in the subtle indentations of the hieroglyphs, and across the vast, flat expanse of the stone floor. It is a fine, almost ethereal powder, a testament to the slow, relentless passage of countless centuries, undisturbed by human activity for a very, very long time. It speaks of profound stillness, of a lack of disturbance, of a world left untouched for millennia. This dust is not dirty. It is ancient, a silent witness to time itself. The chamber, though vast in its height and sprawling in its dimensions, creates a profound, undeniable sense of enclosure. The immense stone walls rise on all sides, stretching endlessly upwards, creating a profound sense of containment. There are no visible exits in your immediate vicinity, no obvious doorways that lead to the outside world, no glimpses of an open sky. This enclosure is not threatening, not claustrophobic, but rather a profound sense of being gently held, completely contained within an ancient silent space, utterly separated from the outside world and the passage of time. It is a quiet, comforting containment, a sanctuary of stillness. The thick walls absorb all external sounds, reinforcing the sense of being sealed within a profound and peaceful isolation. You slowly, very slowly, push yourself up from the sitting position. Your legs feel a little stiff, a little heavy, from the long, deep sleep, but there is no discomfort. You stand upright, your bare feet now fully on the cool, smooth, yet subtly uneven stone floor. The sensation is immediate and distinct. The coolness seeps into the soles of your feet, a constant, pervasive presence, anchoring you to this ancient ground. You take your first step. It is slow, deliberate. Your bare foot presses gently against the ancient stone. You feel the subtle texture, the minute irregularities, the fine dust clinging to your skin, a delicate, dry grittiness. The sound is a soft, almost imperceptible slap as your sole meets the stone, followed by a gentle, lingering echo that slowly, gradually fades into the vast, profound silence of the chamber. You take another step, and another. Each step is a careful, unhurried negotiation with the unyielding surface. Your pace is unhurried, cautious, as you adapt to the unique sensation of walking barefoot on this ancient, unfamiliar floor. The coolness of the stone remains constant, a continuous reminder of your exposed state. Yet it is not unpleasant, merely a persistent presence. The profound silence of the chamber seems to amplify the sound of your own footsteps, making them feel more pronounced, more immediate, yet still incredibly small within the immense space. Each soft slap and its subsequent echo reverberate gently, then slowly, disappear into the immense distance, their reverberations dying out completely before reaching the far walls. You are moving, but the stillness of the temple remains largely undisturbed, a vast, silent presence. With each slow, deliberate step you take, the coolness of the floor is a pervasive, undeniable sensation, a constant companion. It is not a biting, uncomfortable cold, but a deep, ancient coolness that seems to radiate from the very core of the stone, a temperature that has been stable for millennia. This coolness seeps into the soles of your feet, slowly, steadily, spreading upwards into your ankles, a constant ambient presence that is both grounding and refreshing. Imagine the uniform temperature of the stone, maintained over countless centuries within the thick, insulating walls of the temple. It is a coolness that speaks of profound age, of a place shielded from the harsh heat of the desert sun, a sanctuary of stable temperature. Your bare skin absorbs this coolness directly, a continuous, subtle exchange of thermal energy. You can feel the subtle variations in the floor surface. A smoother patch here, worn by the passage of time, a slightly rougher section there, with minute imperfections, a barely perceptible dip or rise in the ancient paving. Each small variation is transmitted directly to the sensitive skin of your soles, a continuous tactile dialogue with the ancient pavement, a constant stream of information. The fine dust clinging to the surface adds a subtle, dry grittiness to the sensation, a whisper of ancient particles. The sounds of your footsteps remain soft, rhythmic slaps, each one followed by its gentle, lingering echo. These sounds, muffled by the vastness of the chamber, emphasize the profound stillness that surrounds you, making your own presence feel small and contained. The air around your feet is still, undisturbed, allowing the coolness to settle and persist, a constant, unchanging embrace. This constant coolness underfoot is a continuous reminder of where you are, deep within a massive stone structure, a place of profound antiquity. It is a sensation that contributes to the overall sense of calm and timelessness, a gentle, monotonous presence that accompanies every slow, deliberate step you take through the silent, ancient chamber. The coolness is unyielding, a constant companion on your quiet journey, a profound connection to the very essence of the temple. As you continue your slow, deliberate steps, your gaze is consistently drawn towards the source of the dim, diffused light that illuminates the chamber. It seems to emanate from somewhere further within the temple's immense structure, from a distant opening, or perhaps from a very high, unseen window, its light filtered and softened by immense distance and the very air itself. You begin to move, very slowly, unhurriedly, in that direction, drawn by the subtle promise of greater illumination. Imagine the subtle, gradual shift in illumination as you approach. The shadows, once deep and pervasive, begin to soften slightly, their edges becoming less defined, more ethereal. The intricate details on the walls, the hieroglyphs and carved reliefs, become a little clearer, their faded colors a little more discernible in the slightly brighter, yet still muted, light. The air might feel subtly different, perhaps a fraction less dense, a hint of a very faint, imperceptible current, suggesting a larger space or a more open area ahead. Your bare feet continue their rhythmic slap, slap, slap on the cool, ancient stone floor. Each step is careful, unhurried, as you navigate the vast, open space, your movements deliberate and mindful. The sense of anticipation is minimal. It is not a hurried quest, but a slow, gentle progression towards a slightly brighter area, a natural, almost instinctive inclination towards illumination. The sounds of the chamber remain largely silent, save for the echoes of your own footsteps, which continue to reverberate gently, and slowly, slowly fade into the vastness. The faint, distant hum you might have heard earlier seems to grow infinitesimally louder, a subtle, almost imperceptible increase in resonance, suggesting a larger space or a more open area ahead, a deeper, more profound vibration. The path is straight, or perhaps gently curving, guided by the unseen architecture of the temple. You pass by immense, silent walls, covered in their intricate, painted narratives, their stories eternally etched in stone. The sheer scale of the structure becomes more apparent as you move, the ceilings remaining incredibly high, the walls stretching endlessly upwards, disappearing into the distant gloom. This slow movement towards the light source is a quiet act of exploration, a gentle unfolding of the temple's secrets. It is a continuous, monotonous progression, each step bringing you infinitesimally closer to understanding the layout of this ancient, silent place, a quiet journey into the heart of the temple's profound stillness, a gentle pull towards the unknown. As you continue your slow, deliberate movement towards the light, you begin to discern immense, vertical structures rising from the floor. These are columns or pillars, massive, cylindrical, or rectangular supports that seem to reach endlessly towards the distant, impossibly high ceiling. You approach one, drawn by its sheer, overwhelming scale and its intricate, silent detail. Imagine standing very close to the base of one of these colossal columns. Its surface is made of the same cool, smooth stone as the floor, perhaps a finely grained sandstone or a dense, dark granite, its texture unyielding, solid. You reach out a hand slowly and gently touch its vast circumference, feeling the immense, cool presence of the stone. The stone feels cool, profoundly solid, ancient beneath your fingertips. You can feel the subtle variations in its surface, perhaps the faint, almost imperceptible lines of its construction, the smooth wear of countless millennia, the subtle texture of its ancient surface. Your gaze travels slowly, meticulously upwards, following the immense, unyielding shaft of the column. It rises straight and true, seemingly without end, disappearing into the profound dimness, far, far above. The sheer, overwhelming height is awe-inspiring, creating a profound sense of verticality, a feeling of being utterly dwarfed by the monumental architecture. The column is not merely a structural support. It is a monumental work of art, a vast canvas covered in its own intricate, deeply carved narratives. You notice the hieroglyphs again, meticulously carved into the column's surface, spiraling upwards in elegant bands or arranged in precise vertical columns. They are perhaps smaller than those on the main walls, but equally detailed, equally faded in their ancient colors. You can discern the outlines of birds, of animals, of human figures in stylized poses, of symbolic representations, all telling silent, eternal stories to the heavens. The air immediately around the column feels still, heavy with the weight of ages, a profound, undisturbed presence. The sounds of your own breathing, soft and rhythmic, the gentle, almost imperceptible slap of your bare feet on the floor far below, seem utterly absorbed by the massive stone, their echoes quickly fading into the vast silence. There is a profound stillness that seems to emanate from the column itself, a silent presence that has witnessed countless centuries pass by, utterly unchanged. This close observation of a single colossal column is a moment of quiet contemplation, a direct, intimate encounter with the monumental scale and meticulous craftsmanship of the ancient Egyptians. It is a slow, unhurried study of form, texture, and silent narrative, a deep immersion in the minute details of this ancient sacred space. The column stands as a silent, unwavering guardian, a profound testament to enduring power, timeless artistry, and the profound, unyielding will of those who built it. Your gaze now drifts slowly, meticulously upwards, from the immense, carved shaft of the column to its very top, the capital. This is often the most ornate, the most intricately detailed part of the column, a crown of stone, meticulously sculpted and sometimes still bearing faint, ethereal traces of its original vibrant colors, muted by time. Imagine the complex, symbolic forms of the capital. It might be shaped like a tightly bound bundle of papyrus reeds, their individual stalks clearly delineated in the stone, rising upwards in a graceful, organic form. Or perhaps it resembles a blooming lotus flower, its petals unfurling in a symmetrical, elegant design, each curve and line meticulously sculpted with astonishing precision. The stone itself is cool and smooth to the touch, but the intricate carvings create a varied, complex tactile surface, inviting a prolonged gaze. You can discern the faint, faded remnants of paint on the capital, perhaps a deep, rich green for the papyrus stalks, like the fertile lands of the Nile, or a soft, pale blue for the lotus petals, like the gentle waters of the river. These colors, though muted, softened, and subdued by the relentless passage of time, hint at the original splendor. At a time when this temple was alive with vibrant, painted hues, a riot of color, now mostly gone. The dim, diffused light, filtering from above, catches the subtle contours of the carving, creating gentle highlights and soft, shifting shadows that emphasize the three-dimensional form, bringing the ancient artistry to life in the subdued light. The sheer height of the capital is impressive. It is far, far above you, a distant, intricate deal that requires a prolonged, patient gaze to fully appreciate its complexity and beauty. The craftsmanship is astounding, the precision of the carving evident even from this distance. Each line, each curve, each symbolic element painstakingly created by ancient hands, a profound testament to their skill, their dedication, and their unwavering artistic vision. The air immediately around the capital, high above, feels still and utterly undisturbed, a vast volume of ancient atmosphere. The only sounds are the very faint echoes of your own breathing, soft and rhythmic, and the gentle, almost imperceptible slap of your bare feet on the floor far, far below, sounds that seem to be absorbed by the massive stone, their echoes quickly fading into the vast silence. The Capitol stands as a silent, majestic crown, a powerful symbol of the temple's architectural and artistic ambition, a quiet, enduring presence in the vast, silent chamber, a point of intricate beauty amidst the overwhelming scale. As you slowly, unhurriedly, move through the immense chamber, passing by column after immense column, you become acutely aware of the long, shifting shadows they cast. These are not harsh, sharp, or jarring shadows, but rather long, gentle, and ethereal forms that stretch across the vast stone floor, creating a dynamic, mesmerizing interplay of light and deep, profound darkness. Imagine the quality of these shadows. They are deep and profound, a velvety black that seems to absorb the dim, diffused light, making the stone within them appear even darker, more mysterious. Their edges are soft, blurred, gradually fading into the ambient gloom, rather than being sharply defined, creating a subtle, ethereal transition from light to dark. They stretch out from the base of each colossal column, long and slender, reaching across the floor, sometimes merging seamlessly with the shadows of other distant columns, creating a complex, overlapping, and ever-changing pattern of profound darkness. As you move, very slowly, deliberately, the shadows seem to shift and dance around you, responding to your gentle progression. Your own form casts a small, fleeting shadow that moves with you, a tiny, dark companion on the vast, illuminated stone, a subtle reminder of your own presence. The shadows of the columns appear to slowly lengthen or shorten, to subtly change their angle as the diffused light source above, perhaps a distant opening to the sky, gradually, imperceptibly, shifts its position with the slow passage of time. The air within the shadows feels subtly cooler, a distinct, almost imperceptible contrast to the slightly warmer areas bathed in the direct, diffused light. You can feel this subtle temperature variation on your bare feet as you step from a patch of light into a pool of shadow, and then back into light again, a continuous, gentle thermal dialogue with the ancient stone. The sounds of your bare feet, the soft slap, 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 seem to be absorbed more readily by the deep shadows, making them feel even softer, more muffled, more ethereal. These shadows are not merely an absence of light. They are a profound, active presence, adding depth, mystery, and a profound sense of timelessness to the chamber. They emphasize the immense scale of the columns, making them appear even more monumental, even more imposing. The play of light and shadow creates a quiet, mesmerizing visual rhythm, a slow, continuous dance across the ancient stone, contributing powerfully to the overall sense of calm and profound stillness within the temple. They are silent, moving guardians of the ancient secrets contained within. As you continue your slow, deliberate exploration, moving past column after column, your understanding of the true, overwhelming scale of the chamber begins to impress itself upon you with increasing clarity. It is vast, immense, far, far larger than any ordinary room you have ever encountered, stretching seemingly endlessly in all directions, its boundaries lost in the dimness. Imagine the sheer expanse of the stone floor, stretching far into the distant gloom, its surface cool and unyielding beneath your bare feet, a vast flat plain of ancient rock. The walls rise to an incredible, almost impossible height, disappearing into the distant gloom of the ceiling, which itself seems impossibly high, a distant, unreachable canopy. The columns, though massive and colossal in their own right, appear almost slender, almost delicate, in comparison to the overwhelming, boundless space they inhabit, a vast, silent forest of stone pillars. The air in the chamber feels vast, open, yet profoundly still. It is a volume of space so immense that it seems to absorb all sound, making your own soft footsteps and the gentle rhythm of your breathing feel incredibly small and utterly insignificant within its vastness. The sounds of your bare feet, the soft slap, 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 echo gently, then slowly, slowly fade into the immense distance, their reverberations dying out completely before reaching the far walls, dissolving into the pervasive silence. The faint, distant hum you might have heard earlier seems to resonate more powerfully in this immense, open space, a low, continuous vibration that seems to fill the vast volume of air, a deep, ancient murmur. This vastness creates a profound sense of isolation. You are a tiny, solitary figure within this immense, silent, ancient structure, a single point of consciousness in a sea of stone and time. There is no sense of being crowded, no feeling of confinement, only the overwhelming, boundless presence of space stretching out around you in every direction. The light, diffused and soft, struggles to fill this immense volume, leaving distant areas in profound, impenetrable shadow, adding to the sense of mystery and unexplored vastness. The feeling of being so incredibly small within such a monumental space can be both profoundly humbling and deeply awe-inspiring. It speaks of the immense power and unyielding ambition of those who built it, of a civilization that thought on an immense cosmic scale. The sheer, silent presence of this vast chamber, its walls covered in countless hieroglyphs, its ceiling impossibly high, creates a profound sense of timelessness, a feeling of being utterly suspended in an ancient, forgotten world, a world that has stood still for millennia. The scale is overwhelming, yet strangely calming in its immensity, inviting deep contemplation. As you continue your slow, unhurried walk through the immense chamber, your gaze repeatedly, almost hypnotically, falls upon the hieroglyphs. They are everywhere. They cover every available surface, the towering walls, the massive columns, even the subtle details of architraves high above, almost out of sight. The sheer volume and repetition of these intricate symbols become a pervasive, mesmerizing visual rhythm, a silent, continuous chant etched into the very stone. Imagine the endless rows and columns of figures, the same stylized birds, the same graceful animals, the same human forms in precise, ritualistic poses, the same abstract symbols of profound meaning, appearing again and again, meticulously carved and faintly painted. Each individual symbol is distinct, a work of art in itself, but their collective presence creates a mesmerizing, flowing pattern of repetition, an endless visual mantra. Your eyes trace the familiar outlines, the majestic ibis, the sacred ankh, the powerful scarab beetle, the serene seated figure, the watchful eye of Horus. They appear on one colossal column, then on the next, then on a distant wall, subtly varied in size or orientation, perhaps subtly different in their faded colors, but fundamentally, undeniably, the same. This repetition is not monotonous in a boring, tedious way, but rather in a soothing, almost hypnotic way, a visual chant that draws your gaze deeper and deeper into its intricate patterns. The faded colors, though muted and subdued by the relentless passage of time, contribute powerfully to this repetitive visual experience. The same deep blues, like the profound depths of the night sky, the same earthy reds, like the sun-baked desert, the same soft yellows, like ancient gold, appear again and again, creating a consistent, ancient palette that permeates the entire chamber, a subtle, unchanging symphony of color. The light, diffused and soft, gently illuminates these repeated forms, casting subtle, shifting shadows that emphasize their carved depth, bringing them quietly to life. The sounds of your bare feet, the soft slap, 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 continue their rhythmic echo, a subtle auditory counterpoint to the visual repetition, a small personal rhythm in the vastness. The profound silence of the chamber allows this visual rhythm to dominate your senses, drawing your attention deeper and deeper into the intricate, repetitive patterns of ancient Egyptian thought and belief. A silent, visual meditation. This pervasive repetition of hieroglyphs creates a profound sense of continuity, of an unchanging message conveyed across countless millennia. It speaks of a culture deeply rooted in tradition, in profound symbolism, in the enduring, eternal power of sacred language. It is a visual lullaby, drawing your gaze, soothing your mind with its endless, familiar forms, a quiet, mesmerizing presence in the vast, silent temple, a silent, unchanging narrative of an ancient world. As you continue your slow, deliberate exploration of the immense temple chamber, the profound silence that surrounds you is occasionally, subtly, broken by the faint, resonant echo of distant sounds. These are not immediate noises, not close at hand, but rather whispers carried from far, far away, muffled by the thick, immense stone walls and the vastness of the intervening spaces, traveling through the very fabric of the temple. Imagine the ethereal quality of these echoes. They are incredibly soft, almost imperceptible at first, requiring a moment of focused, patient listening to discern their presence. Perhaps a very low, resonant hum, a deep, almost imperceptible vibration that seems to travel through the very stone beneath your bare feet, rising from somewhere deep within the temple's immense foundations. A subtle tremor, or a subtle, almost ethereal whisper, like a breath of wind through a distant, unseen opening, carrying a faint, indistinct murmur that is impossible to decipher, a ghost of a sound. There is no sharp noise, no sudden clamor, no jarring sounds that would disturb the profound peace that reigns. Only these faint, ethereal echoes, blending seamlessly into the pervasive silence, then slowly, gradually, fading away into nothingness, leaving the quiet deeper and more profound than before, a return to absolute stillness. They are sounds that suggest immense distance, vast, empty halls, and perhaps the presence of other, unseen parts of the temple, stretching far beyond your current vision. The sounds of your own bare feet, the soft slap, 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 continue their rhythmic echo, a more immediate, personal sound that contrasts with the distant whispers. The air remains still, heavy with the weight of ages, allowing these subtle reverberations to travel slowly through the stone and the vast, open spaces, carrying their faint messages. These faint, distant echoes contribute powerfully to the sense of mystery and isolation. They hint at a larger, more complex structure beyond your immediate vision, a labyrinth of halls and chambers stretching into the unknown, filled with silent secrets. Yet, because they are so faint, so indistinct, they do not disturb the overall sense of peace. Instead, they become part of the temple's quiet symphony, a monotonous background hum that gently draws your attention, then slowly releases it back into the profound stillness, a continuous subtle presence in the vast, silent space, a quiet, ancient murmur. As you continue your slow, unhurried exploration through the immense, silent temple, the subtle, lingering sense of ancient materials become a pervasive, comforting presence. A quiet olfactory tapestry, it speaks profoundly of age, meticulous preservation, and the very essence of this sacred, timeless place. These are not strong, overpowering aromas, but rather faint, ethereal essences that permeate the dry, still air, absorbed by the porous stone over countless millennia. Imagine the primary, most dominant scent, the dry, mineral aroma of stone. It is the clean, earthy smell of limestone and sandstone, the fundamental building blocks of the temple, quarried from the earth itself. It is a clean, dry, earthy scent, perhaps faintly dusty, a pervasive presence that speaks of immense weight, unyielding solidity, and timelessness. You can feel this dryness subtly in your nostrils, a constant, unchanging background note. Mingling subtly with the stone, there is a very faint, almost imperceptible scent of ancient wood, perhaps from the remnants of long-decayed cedar beams that once supported ceilings, or from the subtle presence of wooden cult objects that once stood within these halls, their organic matter long since returned to dust. It is a dry, slightly resinous, earthy wood smell, a ghost of former organic life, a whisper of ancient forests. Beneath these primary notes, there might be a subtle, lingering aroma of dried incense. Not the strong, burning scent of fresh incense, which would be sharp and pungent, but the faint, sweet, resinous memory of countless rituals performed over millennia. It is a subtle, almost ethereal perfume, a ghost of sacred ceremonies, a faint whisper of myrrh, frankincense, or juniper, absorbed by the porous stone over centuries, clinging stubbornly to the ancient surfaces. This scent is particularly noticeable in the still, dry air, a testament to its long presence, a quiet, spiritual perfume. The air itself, dry and utterly undisturbed, helps to preserve these ancient aromas, holding them in suspension, preventing their dissipation. There is no dampness to dilute them, no strong outside winds to carry them away. They are contained within the thick, insulating walls of the temple, a sealed environment of ancient scents, a profound time capsule of sacred perfumes and mineral essences. These subtle scents are a continuous, quiet reminder of the temple's profound age and its sacred purpose. They are not jarring or distracting, but rather a pervasive, calming presence that contributes powerfully to the overall sense of timelessness and peace. They are the quiet breath of the temple itself, a constant, unglamorous, yet deeply evocative, sensory experience that gently draws you deeper and deeper into its silent, ancient embrace, a continuous, soothing whisper from the past. As you continue your slow, deliberate movement, your gaze is drawn towards a distant opening that appears to be a grand, monumental doorway. It is not a simple entrance, but a colossal structure, designed with an explicit purpose to impress, to awe, and to mark a significant, sacred transition from one space to another. You begin to walk, very slowly, unhurriedly, towards it, drawn by its sheer scale. Imagine the sheer, overwhelming scale of the doorway. It is immense, truly immense, towering upwards, its height far exceeding that of any ordinary portal you have ever encountered. The lintel, a massive single stone beam, spans an incredible width, supported by equally colossal door jambs that rise vertically from the floor. The stone is the same cool, smooth, ancient material as the rest of the temple, perhaps adorned with even more intricate, deeply carved narratives and symbols. As you approach, slowly, meticulously, the details become clearer. The door jambs are covered in vertical bands of hieroglyphs, perhaps depicting pharaohs making solemn offerings to the gods, or gods receiving homage, their forms stylized and precise. These carvings are deep, precise, and may still retain faint, ethereal traces of their original vibrant colors. Deep blues like the Nile, rich reds like the desert, muted yellows like ancient gold. The light, diffused from the distant source, gently illuminates these silent narratives, making them slowly, gradually discernible as you draw nearer. The doorway is likely unadorned by actual doors, or perhaps only the remnants of massive wooden doors, long since decayed into dust, remain, leaving an open threshold. It is an open passage, an inviting threshold, beckoning passage into the next, equally vast, space. The air immediately around the doorway might feel subtly different, perhaps a faint, imperceptible current, a suggestion of a larger, more open area beyond, a subtle change in the atmosphere. The sounds of your bare feet, the soft slap, 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 continue their rhythmic echo, a small, personal sound in the vastness of the hall. The faint, distant hum you might have heard earlier seems to grow infinitesimally louder as you approach this grand opening, suggesting a larger, more resonant space on the other side, a deeper, more profound vibration that permeates the very stone. The grandeur of the doorway is overwhelming, yet strangely calming in its immensity. It speaks of immense power, of profound sacred purpose, of a threshold between worlds, between the earthly and the divine. It is a slow, unhurried approach to a new, vast space, a gentle, deliberate transition from the known chamber to the unknown depths of the temple. The doorway stands as a silent, majestic invitation, a profound testament to ancient ambition and enduring artistry, a gateway to further mysteries. As you slowly, deliberately, pass through the grand doorway, you become acutely, profoundly aware of the imposing thickness of the walls that frame this monumental exit. These are not mere partitions, not simple dividing elements, but colossal structures, immense blocks of stone that form the very fabric of the temple, designed for eternity, for unyielding permanence. Imagine the sheer, overwhelming depth of the stone. As you stand directly in the threshold, you can see the immense width of the wall, stretching inwards, a solid, unyielding mass of rock. It is perhaps several meters thick, a profound testament to the monumental engineering and unwavering will of the ancient Egyptians. The stone is cool, smooth, and utterly unyielding, a solid, impenetrable barrier against the outside world, a fortress of ancient belief. The interior surfaces of these thick walls are also meticulously covered in hieroglyphs and deeply carved reliefs, continuing the sacred narratives from the chamber you're leaving, a seamless flow of ancient storytelling. These carvings are deep and precise, their faded colors still subtly visible in the diffused light, whispering tales of gods and pharaohs. You can feel the immense weight of the stone around you, a profound sense of being encased within an immense ancient structure, protected and contained. The thickness of the walls contributes powerfully to the profound silence within the temple. They absorb all external sounds, creating a quiet, insulated environment, a sanctuary of stillness. As you pass through the doorway, you might feel a subtle, almost imperceptible shift in the air pressure, a faint, almost imperceptible current, a suggestion of a larger, more open area beyond, a subtle change in the atmosphere that your heightened senses register. The sounds of your bare feet, the soft slap-slap, echo gently within the thick confines of the doorway, their reverberations bouncing off the immense stone, then slowly dissipate into the vastness beyond, leaving the quiet deeper than before. The light, though still diffused, might appear subtly brighter as you move into a potentially larger, more open hall, a gradual increase in illumination. This awareness of the immense, imposing thickness of the walls is a continuous, quiet reminder of the temple's overwhelming scale and its enduring, unyielding presence. It speaks of stability, of permanence, of a structure built to withstand the ravages of time, to last for eternity. The doorway, framed by these colossal, thick walls, becomes a narrow, sacred passage through a mountain of stone, a slow, deliberate transition into the next, equally ancient and equally silent space. You step through the grand, thick-walled doorway, your bare feet making a soft, resonant slap on the cool, smooth stone floor. The space before you immediately, dramatically, expands. You have entered an even wider hall, a chamber of truly immense dimensions, far grander than the one you just left. Imagine the sheer, overwhelming expanse of this new space. It stretches far, far into the distance, its width seemingly boundless, its boundaries lost in the profound dimness. Its ceiling rises to an even more incredible, almost impossible height, disappearing into the distant gloom above, a vast, unreachable canopy of stone. The air here feels vast, open, yet still profoundly permeated by the same ancient coolness and pervasive dryness. The light, though still diffused and soft, appears subtly brighter, reflecting gently off the immense, ancient surfaces, revealing more of the hall's grandeur. Your gaze sweeps slowly, meticulously, across the hall taking in its overwhelming scale. The walls are still covered in an endless tapestry of hieroglyphs and deeply carved scenes, their narratives continuing seamlessly from the previous chamber, an unbroken flow of ancient storytelling. These carvings appear even larger here, designed to be viewed from a greater distance, their faded colors a subtle, ancient tapestry, whispering tales of gods and pharaohs. The most striking, most overwhelming feature of this wider hall is the presence of even more columns. They rise in dense, orderly rows, forming a veritable forest of stone pillars, stretching into the dimness, seemingly without end, their sheer numbers creating a profound sense of depth. Each column is immense, colossal, its circumference vast, its height reaching towards the impossibly distant ceiling. They are so numerous, so close together, that they create narrow, shadowed pathways between them, inviting slow, deliberate navigation, a labyrinth of stone. The sounds of your bare feet, the soft slap, 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 now echo with a greater, more profound resonance, traveling further into the vastness of the hall before slowly fading into silence, their reverberations dying out completely. The faint, distant hum you might have heard earlier is now slightly more pronounced, a low, continuous vibration that seems to fill the immense space, a deep, ancient murmur, a subtle tremor in the very stone. This entry into an even wider hall is a profound experience of scale, grandeur, and overwhelming ancient artistry. It speaks of the temple's expanding complexity, its layers of sacred space, its profound mysteries. The overwhelming presence of the columns, the vastness of the floor, the incredible height of the ceiling, all contribute to a sense of awe, profound stillness, and timelessness. You are moving deeper into the very heart of the ancient temple, a quiet, unhurried journey through monumental silence, a continuous, gentle progression into the unknown. You are now standing truly within what must be a hypostyle hall, a truly iconic, overwhelming feature of ancient Egyptian temples. This is not merely a room with columns. It is a veritable endless forest of stone pillars, so numerous, so immense, and so densely packed that they seem to fill the entire space, creating a labyrinthine, awe-inspiring expanse of sacred stone. Imagine the sheer, overwhelming density of the columns. They rise in countless, seemingly infinite, orderly rows, stretching as far as the eye can see into the profound dimness, their massive forms creating a complex, intricate, and utterly mesmerizing pattern of verticality. Each individual column is colossal, its circumference immense, its height reaching towards the impossibly distant, unseen ceiling. They are so close together that they create narrow, shadowed pathways between them, inviting slow, deliberate, almost reverent navigation, a winding journey through stone. The surface of each column is covered in an overwhelming density of hieroglyphs in deeply carved scenes. They are painted with faded, ancient colors, their narratives spiraling upwards in elegant bands or arranged in meticulous vertical columns. You can discern the outlines of pharaohs, of gods, of sacred offerings, repeated endlessly, a visual chant in stone, a silent, continuous prayer. The light, diffused and soft, filtering from unseen openings high above, struggles to penetrate this dense forest of stone, creating a mesmerizing, ever-shifting interplay of light and deep, profound shadow, emphasizing the sheer volume and weight of the pillars. The air in the hypostyle hall feels heavy, ancient, filled with the profound presence of so much stone, so much history. The sounds of your bare feet, the soft slap, 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 echo with a profound resonant quality, reverberating off the countless column surfaces, then slowly fading into the vast, silent space, their echoes dissolving into the pervasive stillness. The faint, distant hum you might have heard earlier is now more pronounced, a low, continuous vibration that seems to emanate from the very stone itself, a deep, ancient murmur, a subtle tremor that fills the immense space. Navigating this hall is a slow, deliberate, almost meditative process. You must walk carefully between the columns, your gaze constantly drawn upwards to their immense heights, then downwards to the intricate carvings at their bases, a continuous visual exploration. The feeling of being utterly surrounded by so much stone, so much ancient artistry, is overwhelming, yet profoundly calming. It is a place designed for contemplation, for reverence, for a deep, immersive experience in the sacred. The hypostyle hall stands as a monumental, enduring testament to the power, artistry, and spiritual depth of ancient Egypt, a quiet, unwavering presence that invites endless, unhurried exploration, a true labyrinth of timelessness. As you stand within the immense hypostyle hall, surrounded by its seemingly endless forest of columns, your gaze is drawn upwards, repeatedly, almost involuntarily, to the immeasurable, incredible height of the ceiling. It is impossibly high, far, far beyond the reach of any human hand, disappearing into the profound dimness above, a vast, distant, and unreachable expanse of stone. Imagine the sheer, overwhelming vertical distance. The colossal columns rise, seemingly without end, supporting this truly immense, colossal ceiling. The ceiling itself is made of massive, flat stone slabs, often meticulously painted with intricate astronomical scenes, constellations, or the majestic figures of gods and goddesses, though these details are often lost in the profound dimness and the immense, overwhelming height. This immeasurable height creates a profound sense of insignificance, of being a tiny, solitary figure within a truly monumental, cosmic space. Your own presence feels small, ephemeral, almost like a speck of dust against the backdrop of such enduring, colossal architecture designed for eternity. The air at that incredible height feels still, utterly undisturbed, a vast volume of ancient atmosphere, untouched by the passage of time. The sounds of your bare feet, the soft slap, 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 echo with a deep, resonant quality that travels upwards, reverberating off the high, distant ceiling before slowly, fading into silence, their echoes dissolving into the vastness. The faint, distant hum you might have heard earlier seems to resonate more powerfully in this immense vertical space, a low, continuous vibration that seems to fill the vast volume of air, a deep, ancient murmur that permeates everything. The light, diffused and soft, filters down from unseen openings high above, perhaps through narrow clerestory windows or subtle shafts of light. It struggles to fill the entire vertical expanse, leaving the highest reaches of the ceiling in profound, impenetrable shadow, adding to the sense of mystery and unexplored vastness above, a realm of unseen secrets. This overwhelming, immeasurable height contributes powerfully to the overall sense of awe and profound stillness within the temple. It speaks of the immense ambition of those who built it, of their desire to reach towards the heavens, to create a space that mirrored the cosmic order, the very structure of the universe. The height of the ceiling is a constant, unyielding presence, a silent testament to enduring power, timeless artistry, and the profound human aspiration for the divine, a quiet, mesmerizing aspect of the temple's ancient, embracing stillness. Within the immense hypostyle hall, and indeed throughout much of the temple's vast interior, the light is always profoundly diffused and incredibly soft, filtering in from unseen openings high above. It is a gentle, ethereal illumination, far removed from the harsh, blinding glare of the desert sun outside, a light that seems to belong to another realm. Imagine the unique quality of this light. It is never direct, never sharp, never casting harsh, distinct shadows. Instead, it seems to permeate the very air, softening all edges, muting all vibrant colors, creating a pervasive, ambient glow. It creates long, gentle, shifting shadows that stretch across the vast stone floor and up the immense columns, constantly shifting with the subtle, imperceptible passage of time, a slow, silent dance. The light seems to be absorbed by the ancient, porous stone, rather than reflecting off it brightly. giving the stone a soft, inner luminosity. This profoundly diffused light creates a deep sense of calm and pervasive mystery. It bathes the intricate hieroglyphs and deeply carved reliefs in a gentle, ethereal glow, allowing their minute details and faded, ancient colors to slowly, gradually reveal themselves to your eyes, like secrets gently unveiled. The light seems to emphasize the very texture of the stone, highlighting its subtle imperfections, its rough patches, and the smooth wear of countless millennia, bringing the stone quietly to life. The source of this light is often hidden from direct view, perhaps through narrow shafts or small, high windows set into the thick, colossal walls, designed meticulously to funnel light downwards without allowing direct, damaging sunlight to strike the delicate, painted surfaces. This indirect, carefully controlled illumination contributes powerfully to the sense of sacredness, of a place set apart from the ordinary, mundane world, a sanctuary of profound peace. The air, still and profoundly dry, seems to hold the light, allowing it to linger and fill the vast, open spaces. The sounds of your bare feet, the soft slap, 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 echo gently within this softly lit environment, their reverberations slowly fading into the profound silence, absorbed by the immense stone. The faint, distant hum you might have heard earlier seems to resonate with the light, a subtle vibration in the illuminated air, a deep, ancient murmur. This diffused light is a constant, unyielding presence, a pervasive element that defines the very sensory experience of being within the temple. It is a light that invites deep contemplation, that soothes the eyes, and that contributes powerfully to the overall sense of timelessness and profound peace. It is a quiet, mesmerizing aspect of the temple's ancient embrace, a gentle, unchanging illumination that guides your slow, unhurried, and utterly peaceful exploration. As you move deeper into the temple, or perhaps approach a larger, more open courtyard, the profound, encompassing silence of the interior is occasionally, subtly, almost imperceptibly, pierced by the faint, muffled echoes of the outside world. These are not immediate noises, not close at hand, but rather whispers carried from far, far away, filtered by the immense thick stone walls and the vastness of the intervening spaces, traveling through the very fabric of the temple, a ghost of sounds. Imagine the ethereal, almost dreamlike quality of these sounds. They are incredibly soft, almost imperceptible at first, requiring a moment of focused, patient listening, a subtle straining of your senses to discern their presence. Perhaps a very faint, almost ethereal murmur of human voices, carried on a gentle breeze from a distant village or a bustling riverbank, their words indistinct, their meaning lost to distance. Or the subtle, almost imagined, bray of a donkey or the distant lowing of cattle, sounds of life from far away, softened and muted by the immense stone. There is no sharp noise, no sudden clamor, no jarring sounds that would disturb the profound peace that reigns within these ancient walls. Only these faint, ethereal whispers, blending seamlessly into the pervasive silence, then slowly, gradually, fading away into nothingness, leaving the quiet deeper and more profound than before, a return to absolute stillness. They are sounds that suggest immense distance, vast, open spaces beyond the temple walls, and the presence of a living, breathing world outside this ancient sanctuary, a world that continues its daily rhythm, oblivious to the timelessness within. The sounds of your own bare feet, the soft slap, 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 continue their rhythmic echo, a more immediate, personal sound that contrasts with the distant whispers. The air remains still, heavy with the weight of ages, allowing these subtle reverberations to travel slowly through the stone and the vast, open spaces, carrying their faint messages. These faint, distant sounds contribute powerfully to the sense of mystery and isolation. They hint at a larger, more complex world beyond the temple's sacred confines, a world of human activity and natural life, vibrant and alive. Yet, Because they are so faint, so indistinct, they do not disturb the overall sense of peace. Instead, they become part of the temple's quiet symphony, a monotonous background hum that gently draws your attention, then slowly releases it back into the profound stillness. A continuous, subtle presence in the vast, silent space, a quiet, ancient murmur, a gentle reminder of a world that continues, far from this timeless place. As you continue your slow, unhurried exploration through the immense, silent temple, the lingering, ethereal scent of ritual becomes a pervasive, comforting presence. A quiet olfactory tapestry that speaks profoundly of sacred purpose, ancient ceremonies, and the very essence of this holy, timeless place. These are not strong, overpowering aromas, not sharp or pungent, but rather faint, ethereal essences that permeate the dry, still air, absorbed by the porous stone over countless millennia, becoming part of the temple itself. Imagine the primary, most dominant ritualistic scent, the faint, sweet, deeply resinous aroma of incense. Not the strong, burning scent of fresh incense, which would be sharp and pungent, but the subtle, almost imperceptible memory of countless offerings performed over millennia. It is a delicate perfume, a ghost of sacred ceremonies, a faint whisper of myrrh, frankincense, or juniper, absorbed by the porous stone over centuries, clinging stubbornly to the ancient surfaces, a spiritual essence. This scent is particularly noticeable in the still, dry air, a testament to its long, long presence, a quiet, spiritual perfume that seems to resonate with the very stones. Mingling subtly with the incense, there might be a very subtle, almost imperceptible scent of ancient oils. Perhaps the faint, sweet aroma of lotus or lily oil, once used to anoint statues or sacred vessels, their delicate floral notes now barely discernible. Or the subtle, earthy scent of palm or olive oil, once used in offerings or for the flickering lamps that illuminated these halls. These are very faint, almost imagined, but they contribute to the overall sense of sacredness and ancient practice, a whisper of former abundance. The air itself, profoundly dry and utterly undisturbed, helps to preserve these ancient aromas, holding them in suspension, preventing their dissipation. There is no dampness to dilute them, no strong outside winds to carry them away. They are contained within the thick, insulating walls of the temple, a sealed environment of ancient scents, a profound time capsule of sacred perfumes and mineral essences, a preserved breath of the past. These subtle scents are a continuous, quiet reminder of the temple's profound age and its sacred purpose. They are not jarring or distracting, but rather a pervasive, calming presence that contributes powerfully to the overall sense of timelessness and profound peace. They are the quiet breath of the temple itself, a constant, unglamorous, yet deeply evocative sensory experience that gently draws you deeper and deeper into its silent, ancient embrace, a continuous, soothing whisper from the past, a profound connection to the spiritual life that once filled these vast halls. As you continue your slow, unhurried exploration, moving deeper and deeper into the ancient structure, through successive chambers and courtyards, the overwhelming, unfolding immense scale of the temple becomes an undeniable, profound reality. It is not just one vast hall, but a succession of chambers, courtyards, and passages, each more monumental, more immense than the last, stretching seemingly endlessly into the distance, a sprawling complex of sacred stone. Imagine the sheer, incomprehensible volume of stone, millions of tons of precisely cut limestone and sandstone, quarried from distant lands, stacked meticulously, rising to incredible, impossible heights. The walls are not just tall. They are incredibly thick, colossal, creating a sense of profound solidity, unyielding strength, and eternal permanence. The columns are not just numerous. They are colossal, immense, forming vast, silent forests of stone that utterly dwarf human presence, making you feel incredibly small. The feeling of being a tiny, solitary figure within this vast, silent, ancient complex is profound, almost overwhelming. Your own presence feels small, ephemeral, almost like a fleeting shadow, against the backdrop of such enduring, colossal architecture designed to last for eternity. The air in these immense spaces feels vast, open, yet still profoundly permeated by the same ancient coolness and pervasive dryness, a constant, unchanging atmosphere. The sounds of your bare feet, the soft slap, 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 echo with a deep, resonant quality that travels far into the distance, reverberating off countless stone surfaces before slowly fading into silence, their echoes dissolving into the pervasive stillness. The faint, distant hum you might have heard earlier is now a pervasive low vibration that seems to emanate from the very stone itself, a deep, ancient murmur that fills the immense volume of air, a subtle tremor that resonates through your very being. The light, diffused and soft, struggles to fill the entire complex, permeating the air but leaving distant areas in profound, impenetrable shadow, adding to the sense of mystery and unexplored vastness. You can glimpse other doorways, other halls, stretching further into the temple's depths, hinting at an endless labyrinth of sacred space, of untold secrets yet to be discovered. This overwhelming, unfolding immense scale contributes powerfully to the overall sense of awe and profound stillness within the temple. It speaks of the immense power and unyielding ambition of those who built it, of a civilization that thought on an immense, cosmic scale, striving to create structures that would last for eternity, to mirror the very structure of the universe. The immense scale of the temple is a constant, unyielding presence, a silent testament to enduring power, timeless artistry, and the profound human aspiration for the divine, a quiet, mesmerizing aspect of its ancient, embracing stillness, a truly timeless monument. As you slowly, unhurriedly, complete your initial exploration, finding yourself perhaps in a quiet central courtyard, open to the sky, or a secluded, peaceful corner of a vast hall, a profound and quiet, undeniable realization settles upon you. You are truly here. You have, against all logic, against all expectation, woken up in an ancient Egyptian temple. Imagine the profound stillness of this moment. The sun, now higher in the sky, casts a more direct, yet still beautifully diffused, light into the open spaces, gently warming the ancient stone. The air is still dry and carries the faint, lingering sense of ancient ritual, of dry stone, and the subtle, clean aroma of the desert beyond. The sounds of the temple are minimal, the soft echo of your own breath, the distant whisper of the wind through unseen openings high above, the pervasive, all-encompassing silence that seems to absorb all other sounds. There is no panic, no overwhelming fear, no sudden jolt of alarm. Only a deep, quiet sense of wonder, a profound awe, gently mingled with the pervasive, profound calm that permeates this ancient place. You are a solitary figure, a silent observer in a world long past, a quiet witness to the enduring legacy of a forgotten civilization, a living monument to time. The hieroglyphs on the walls, the immense columns, the vastness of the halls, all these elements have become familiar, absorbed into your consciousness through slow, unhurried observation, their presence now comforting. Your bare feet, though perhaps a little tender from the cool, unyielding stone, are now accustomed to the sensation, a direct, intimate connection to the ancient ground beneath you, a grounding presence. The initial discomfort has faded, replaced by a sense of profound groundedness, of being truly present in this unique, timeless moment. This quiet, profound realization is not a dramatic epiphany, not a sudden burst of understanding, but a gentle, internal acknowledgement. You are not dreaming. This is real. And in this reality, there is a profound, unyielding peace. The temple, once a place of mystery, has become a place of quiet contemplation, a sanctuary of stillness, a haven of ancient calm. The day stretches out before you, but there is no urgency, no pressing need to rush or to act. The temple invites slow, unhurried presence, a deep immersion in its timeless embrace. You are simply there. In this ancient, silent space, time seems to slow, to almost stop, to dissolve into the profound stillness. The profound quietude of the temple embraces you, inviting you to simply be, to simply exist in its timeless embrace, to surrender to its ancient peace. May this quiet, profound realization, this deep sense of being present in an ancient, peaceful place, gently, steadily, and irresistibly lull you into a deep, undisturbed, and utterly peaceful sleep. Rest well, weary traveler, and may your dreams be filled with tranquility and the silent grandeur of ancient Egypt.